when we wrap up the show today, we hit the road for Vegas. We'll be out live tomorrow, circa, taking in all things football as they kick off their contest for the NFL season.
Mm-hmm.
And John, as one does when they go to Vegas, people place some big bets. I'm not going to get myself in trouble. We preach that on Cash the Ticket. Don't bet more than you can afford to lose. But I do want to hand the audience my wallet, and I want them to decide for me. Do I bet the Lions to win the Super Bowl or the Tigers to win the World Series? We have a poll question up right now. Whatever the audience decides, poll goes final at 6 a.m. tomorrow. I will bet what the audience thinks is the better bet.
I'm going to check out and see where we are on that poll right now.
And we want you guys to flood the phone lines, 248-539-9797. Answer that question. Who's more likely to win it all? Futures bet, Lions are 11-1, Tigers are 9-1.
So we know more about the Tigers right now. There's a lot of question marks, and we've detailed all of them about the Lions in the season. And we don't yet know very much about them. We can speculate all we want, and some speculation is going to obviously play into this. But what do we know about the Tigers? In the amount of games that they played, and through 162 when it's eventually all said and done, there's going to be peaks and valleys. And the valley was, we rode that valley, and it was if you were on a sled, that is as fast as you're ever going to go, all the way down to the bottom. And there was a lot of people that just couldn't believe that they could even, that not that they wouldn't be a postseason team. I think everybody thinks that they're going to be a postseason team, but that they were going to be a first-round exit. And then you see them win 4 series in a row. And that last one was dominant over a Houston team that most people believe you could face in the postseason at some point. Mm-hmm. They don't have a superstar other than Tarek Skubal.
Right. For every Skubal, I have Sewell, St. Brown, Gibbs, Hutch on the Lions. The Lions are the team more capable of winning it all. And that's what this bet is. You don't get paid if they get close. You don't get paid if the Tigers make the playoffs, of which they're on a near lock at this point.
Right.
You only get paid if they're the last team standing and win the championship. And I think part of the reason the Tigers have a slightly better chance right now is they're more than halfway through their season. But once the Lions start picking up steam, they don't have to topple the Dodgers. If the Lions, their path is very simple. If they get productive play out of the interior of the offensive line and Aleem McNeil comes back around Thanksgiving, 2 months under his belt for the postseason, that's the path for the Lions winning the Super Bowl. With the Tigers, I don't know. I think they're in the mix of teams in the American League, but I don't think they're head and shoulders better than any of them. And when they get to a World Series, if they get to a World Series, I think teams like Phillies and the Dodgers are head and shoulders better.
Some of it has to do with it. And yes, we will get Aleem McNeil back at some point, but what's he going to be when he comes back? Will he actually be 100%, or does that not come until next year? Physically, okay, yeah, he'll be cleared to play. What's the strength like? What is his ability and his trust in his knee? That all will play a factor.
What do you think as someone who's played in those trenches? Like when he comes back, is it going to be a boost because he's got fresh legs as everybody else is getting beat up, or he just can't replicate the physicality coming off the injury?
I think there'll be a level that he can replicate. I don't know that he'll be the player that he was before he got hurt last year. I'm not saying that he won't be that again in his career. 100% he will be. But when I had season-ending injuries, I was able to play the next year, but I was so much better another year removed. And so it's his impact. I just don't want to overinflate his impact when he does return. Okay. And some of it is just out of fairness for him.
But I do think he's important because he's their second best pass rusher.
Clearly important. There's no question. They're better with him on the field than without. Even at 80%, 90%, whatever he is when he comes back compared to what he was.
I don't think they win the Super Bowl unless he is an impactful player at the second half of the season.
It's also the development of Tyleik Williams. What is he at that same time? DJ Reader, is he healthy at that time? And now you can create a better rotation in the middle of that defensive front. It's the addition of Aiden Hutchinson and everything that we've seen from him. It's the secondary for me where you've got Arnold, Branch, Joseph, Reed, Robertson. Not that all those guys are going to be there every single game, but that to me is a formidable secondary. And if they got to go nickel, you got those 5 guys out there. I think they're going to be a really good secondary. I'm going to say the Lions.
Okay,
and for some of those reasons I talked about, but I'm also going to talk about the offense. And some of it is a faith in John Morton. And I know when he was OC at the Jets, it didn't go well, but he also wasn't dealing with the same personnel that he has been gifted here in Detroit. He's also been gifted a head coach that they know each other, they're comfortable with each other, and Dan Campbell is not going to be shy about how he wants this offense to operate.
Yep.
And you still have the consistency of Jared Goff. You've got the consistency of the backfield with Gibbs and Montgomery. You do have the consistency at tackle and at center with guys that are experienced, and I think the best offensive lineman in all of football in Penei Sewell. You're going to have an opportunity for that offense to grow with those weapons and construct game plans that will give Mahogany and Ratledge the advantages early on, to develop confidence, to run plays that don't expose them, but put them in positions for success, like running the football, running play action pass. That's what this offense is. It's what it's been built on, and it's not going to change with John Morton as their OC. It's an offense that can attack you in any way that they think gives them advantage. In the run game, put both running backs on the field. Only one. How do you defend against Gibbs? How do you defend against Montgomery? How do you defend against the passing game of Laporta, Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, J-Mo, and Isaac Tisla? Like, I think they have all the advantages in the world, so I'm going to go between the two, Tigers to win the World Series or the futures bet of the Lions winning the Super Bowl. I'm going with the Lions.
248-539-9797. I want your help. I'm going to do this. I'm going to place $100 on whatever the audience thinks is the better bet. Lions to win the Super Bowl, Tigers to win the World Series. I'm handing you my wallet, Detroit. What bet am I making? If it was up to me, I would bet the Lions. I'm with you, John. Mm-hmm. I think they're the deeper team. They're not doing duct tape and glue in the bullpen, right? I think they're a deeper team, the Detroit Lions. There's more star power. I'm going with the Lions, but I leave it up to you guys. Tom?
So I'm going Tigers, and the reason is I think they have the easier path to get to the World Series versus the Lions getting to the Super Bowl. I think the Eagles are a huge obstacle, and I don't think that obstacle exists. It's not as large in the American League. Once they get there, I think the Tigers would be an underdog against just about any National League team, probably. Mm-hmm. I don't think the National League is like great as maybe we thought. The Dodgers are not. It's just not happening. At some point, why don't we just look at them for what they are? You know, they're not last year's team in October. And star power wins in the playoffs, and it does. And would I pick the Dodgers to beat the Tigers? Probably, but I don't know. I've gotten renewed hope in the Tigers here, and I just think the Lions gauntlet compared to just the NFL law of averages and things like that. There's a lot of things working against the Lions. Like we have a sample size at the Tigers. We don't have one with the Lions.
The results right now, and again, the poll will go final when we get on the air first thing Friday morning. The results right now have the Lions as the popular choice with 60% of the votes. Mm-hmm. We have a popular response in the ticket text, which is, why not both?
Okay, that's not the game we're playing.
It's not, John.
And I know I like to buck the rules.
I know you do, but I did plug it in for the people to see what it would be. And what you do is you would bet $100 to win zero because they're not both going to win the championship this year. I mean, the odds are astronomical. But if they did, you would win $12,000 on a $100 bet. Wow. I know, this is how you get in trouble sports betting. You think, what if? You dare to dream.
How much is that heart pumping?
How much
Let
money?
me ask you this. When you place that bet tomorrow, because as I understand it, you're going to be in the onesie, the Cabana outfit. Do they have pockets, or are you going to keep form of payment in a fanny pack? Is that what that requires when you wear the onesie? Do you have to wear a fanny pack with it?
How little he thinks of me, that he believes I own a fanny pack.
Just asking the question. So is it yes or no? You didn't ask.
I don't own a fanny pack. No,
okay.
I will not be putting a little money clip in my fanny pack.
Okay.
Texter says do 50 on each, see what happens. Eric and Mason, no, pick a side, Eric. Text says split what you gamble, bet them both chasing a car. No chase, play along. Ticket Texter says the Tigers in the World Series. That's what we're looking for. Make a case. Yes. Make a case.
Plant your flag.
Greg, you've been awfully quiet back there. You can spend my money. It's not your money. What would you do?
I'm also not going to do the Judy Jetson thing where you give me $100 and I just take the wallet and you keep the $100.
Yeah.
I said the Lions. I think if we're talking also, look, law of averages, I think I would anticipate them being healthier this year. And especially with impact players down the stretch like Aiden Hutchinson, who I am out of 10 on the Hutch hypometer. I am completely buying what they're selling me out of camp.
The Aiden Hutchinson rule, he can't blow up a play, you got to finish the play. Yeah.
Oh, gosh, he's a robot. He's destroying our offensive line. He's destroying their defensive line. We just recharge him in the back. Yeah, I'm buying him. He's a robot. Yeah.
I see an EV now. Like they're plugging him.
Yeah.
You don't hear him coming off the edge.
Silent but deadly.
Right. Yeah.
No, I think we saw the type of team that the Lions were last year, even when they were unhealthy, and we see getting a lot of those healthy contributors back, especially on defense. I think it's going to be huge for them, and I think they're going to play the right 60 minutes when it comes to January.
Yeah.
Because I do like them.
Okay, we got some good response in the ticket text. We have the open lines. Dear John at 9:35, but spend my money. You don't have to bet your money. Spend my money. It's the Tigers. It's the Lions. Which bet should I make? I let the city of Detroit decide. It's 97-1.